Shop. I hope you've been enjoying receiving some email love from me the last few days, and perhaps you've found a few minutes for some creative play. I hope so. But if not, no worries. Maybe today's the day that you'll be able to jump in and play. We're starting a new tradition here called Writing Wednesdays, and every Wednesday during our time together I will offer a writing prompt that I hope gets your pen moving and your thoughts kind of stopping, just to get that pen going. As Ursula Le Guin used to say, we need to write and get out of our head and just get that pen going and don't judge what's coming out. And so today I'll share a little bit more about what our prompt will be in a moment, but I wanted to tell you about two things. If you are in our Joyfuel HeARTS circle on Facebook, or if you would like to join that, of course it's not obligatory, but if it sounds like something you'd like to be part of, I just want you to know it is a private group. Only people who have enrolled in the program are in there, and only it's listed as private, so nobody else on Facebook can see that you're associated with the group. So it's hopefully you'll feel safe in that space, and it's an invitation for you to share not only the things that you may be creating at your in your place, at your home, but also any links for things that inspire you to do with our topics of creativity, kindness, and joy. Those are our trifecta. So if you come across links that feel resonant with those three things, please feel free to share those with our group so that we can support each other on our joy journeys here. And also you can share your creations, your whatever you're making. I have to say that my relationship with Facebook has completely changed since we opened our circle, because when I go on Facebook now, I go into our group and I'm just greeted by all of your colors and trees. That we have pictures of trees that some lovelies have been posting, and it's just such a beautiful, refreshing space. So I am so grateful to those of us who are choosing to share some of our creations, and hopefully if you're in there, you're enjoying that too. I believe that I've added everybody who's requested to be added, so if for some reason you can't get in there, please send me a message and I'll steer you to the right place so that you can get in there. Make sure that I have indeed added you. It's a lot of behind the scenes things that I'm keeping track of, so I want to make sure that I'm honoring everybody's requests. So that's the Facebook Joyfuel HeARTS circle. And the next thing I wanted to talk about is to give you an invitation to our first Joyfuel Joy Rally on Zoom, which is a web-based video conferencing call system. And we will gather next Wednesday at noon Eastern Standard Time. And I will include a link for you in the email so that you can figure out what your time zone is. I know we have lovelies in Europe, in UK, and out all over the United States, and all of the different time zones in the US and Canada. So I'm hoping that I'm picking a time that will be convenient for maybe most of us. Those of us on the East Coast, perhaps we can sneak out if we have a job that requires us to have time at a desk. Maybe we can sneak time at lunch to sneak out to our car and use your phone to either call in or video in. The software is relatively easy to use. The first time there'll be some hiccups, but I'll explain how you can download that, and it's I hope that it will be an enjoyable experience for anyone who chooses to come on the call. Our call may be 60 to 90 minutes, depending how many lovelies join us for the call next week. So I'll keep the reminders coming, and I'll come up with another date where we'll gather in a similar way, perhaps on a weekend day, to perhaps include a different group of people who might not be able to come during the week. So keep your ears posted for that. Pop that on the calendar for next Wednesday. And then today, being Wednesday, is Writing Wednesday, and we can come up with a more creative name than that. But what we'll do on Wednesdays, each of the 4 Wednesdays that we're together during the Joyfuel HeARTS Play Shop, is I'm going to give you a writing prompt that I hope will elicit a response. And this is inspired by a poem that I found online years ago, and I tried to find the source, the original source of the poem, and unfortunately I couldn't find it. But we used this in my Creative Girl program working with middle school aged girls, and it was extraordinary the way the girls responded to this poem, this prompt. And they just wrote some really beautiful things, and I remembered that as I was putting together our time together and thought this may be something that each of you would enjoy. So in the email that I sent you, and also beneath the YouTube video, you can find a link to download the PDF, which is the outline of the poem, but I will read it to you today. So you can go back and print that so you have it and you can fill it right in on the paper, or you're welcome to get just a regular journal and write these down as I talk you through them. And there are no right or wrong ways of doing this, so if you want to use colorful pencils, you can do that. If you want to paint your picture afterwards, or even before, if you want to take one of your sheets, if you didn't use both of them in your word heart, you can write this out on one of your, make this into word heart too. So what I plan to do is I plan to take my teeny little Joyfuel mini journal, and when I've finished my poem, I'm going to write it in my little book. So I have my poetry book, and actually use this little journal, because sometimes I make these little journals and then I never fill them. So I have a new goal. I'm going to write in this little journal and have it add another layer of meaning to it. So today's poem it's an I am poem, today's writing prompt, and it is 3 stanzas comprised of 6 different lines. So I'm going to give you within each stanza the first 2 words. So I'm going to read all of these so you can write them down right now in case you don't have access to the downloadable printable, and then you can take a few minutes to write your I am poem today for your creativity prompt. So these are the words to write. I am. Second line, I wonder. Third line, I hear. Fourth line, I see. Fifth, I want. Sixth, I am. Now the second stanza, I pretend. I feel, I touch, I worry, I cry, I am. And the third and last stanza, I understand, I say, I dream, I try, I hope, I am. There is your creative writing prompt for Writing Wednesday, and I really look forward to reading your creations if you choose to share those with me or in our circle. And I thank you so much for joining us and for this journey, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye!